Good morning. Welcome to Winnipeg. That coffee tastes extra good this morning, and I'll tell you why. I'm in a good mood. Except for the fact that it's dark and rainy outside. I mean, right now it should be light. I mean, the sun should be actually coming up right now. We're not going to have a sunrise today, and the walkers probably going to be holding umbrellas. I got to remember to swing the camera around to see them. At least there's so much foliage growing up over there that all we're getting to see is just their heads moving by. We'll probably just see umbrellas today. Anyway, so why am I so happy? Well, we got our little wheel, and here's what's happened. May as well start at the beginning. You know how I like to tell stories. Okay, so I bring up the footage that the camera had taken. Like I had a camera sitting off right here, aimed at the table, as you will remember, and it wasn't my best camera. It was shooting at 30 frames a second. Each frame was a 30th of a second long. So a lot of stuff can happen in a 30th of a second. But I was able to see that when the wheel pinged out of the tweezer, it went that way. And then I noticed, hey, it seems to have bounced back. So I thought, oh, okay, it came back this way. So I'm looking all around on the table. I'm moving everything. I even looked in these tuna fish tins, and I looked in Jeff's cup. I looked everywhere I thought it could have gone. Well, obviously I didn't look everywhere because I didn't find it at first. So, and I went on the other side of the table, and I'm thinking, well, maybe it bounced across and it's on the floor. And I've got my my light here that I was using, and I was looking around, and I spent half an hour, at least altogether, that is. I really gave it a good effort. And then, I'm guessing a little later in the evening, I'm reading my comments, and my comments come in. The most recent is at the top, and so I'm reading at the top, and one of the most recent comments was from our friend Atacoke and Chris, and he said something to the effect of, well, wasn't it good that the viewers saw where it landed? So I'm thinking, they did? And so I read down the rest of the comments, and sure enough, there's a comment from Stefan, one of the first ones that came in. He said, it landed beside your Honda name tag over there. Well, you know what? I'm probably not wording it right, so I'll thunk the comment down so that you can read exactly what he said. So I check the footage again, and sure enough, there's a little dot that wasn't there. All of a sudden, there's a little spot. I'm thinking that has to be it. So I come out here all happy to the model table. I'm going to find it. And it wasn't there. And I'm thinking, well, that's funny. There was definitely something there. And then I remembered that when I was originally moving everything around, I thought, well, maybe I moved it. And so I'm picking up my bicycle hat, and I'm looking underneath stuff. And then I thought, I wonder if maybe when I was moving stuff around, did I maybe accidentally pull it back and just hang on a second here. This is my measuring stick for the 24 200 millimeter lens for closest focusing distance. Okay, now, by the way, I've got my 360 camera going here so that I can do this. I haven't done anything exactly like this using this camera before, in conjunction with another camera at the same time. In other words, syncing up the footage. Okay, so I thought maybe it's on the underneath the edge of the flap here. So I moved it, and there it was. Well, I'll tell you. If I was a singer, I'd have been singing. Yeah, thank you, Stefan. Boy, that was that was a piece of luck that you happened to be looking in the right place at the right time on the video. You know what that tells me? That tells me that some of the viewers are watching this, what I do here, in high definition. Now I know that some of you are watching it on your cell phone, and I've often said, well, you're missing out on a lot of detail. But and then I end up by saying, but thanks for watching anyway, you know. Oh my, we got her, and because it is raining and dark and dreary, and I definitely will not be going out, at least not with the weather the way it is right now today, so that means we're probably going to get something done here. Well, for sure we're going to get our wheel glued back, and I'm going to use a different pair of tweezers. Like I was using these ones here, and I can see how something can kind of get pinched out, you know, like if you had a wet bean or something like that in your finger and you squeeze it, it'll spit out. Well, that's sort of what's happening with these, but I've got another pair of tweezers over here that I actually particularly designed so that the point of it comes together like this, and it hooks into something. I don't use them very often because I find that when I go to release it, quite often the little hooks will catch on whatever it is. But I think if I'm careful, at least it won't ping off on me. We'll get this, and you know what? We're going to glue it in the right place. I was trying to glue it in the wrong place. So let's recompose here. I don't have any big news well, the big news is we got our wheel. And I'm making too big of a deal of this. It's just that I am so happy because I don't know if I mentioned it, but I probably spent altogether half an hour running around looking, you know, with my light and on the floor on the other side of the model table. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Stefan. Okay, I can well imagine that when Missy comes to the door, she's going to be one soggy little dog. And what I want to do is I want to be careful that I don't waste a bunch of time this morning being all artsy with my videoing. I spend too much time trying to make this scene look just right. And it's a fault I have. It's actually a fault. Because bottom line is, nobody really cares except me. So, yeah. Okay, this is the tweezers that I was telling you about that sort of hook. And the focusing point is right there. So, probably everything else is going to be a little bit blurred. Now, we're just going to want to glue this on here. I will put the macro lens on. Don't worry, it fell into this container here somewhere. Yeah, we'll find it. Oh yeah, there it is. You can see it in the bottom. I just didn't want you to worry. Okay, let's get our macro lens on here and recompose and glue it on. Okay, I think I'm ready. I got my magnification hood on so I don't have to stop in the middle of everything and change glasses. And let's try not to drop anything here. Or bump anything out of line. You know, what I did was I used a clip here to hold this all together for me. So, now the plan is, maybe I got the tweezer a little bit too far up on that. Just going to try and gently adjust it here. Now can I let go? Alright, now my CDP or CPD, compulsive poking disorder, makes me want to poke on that. But you know what? I'm looking basically straight down on it, and it looks really good. Let me check the monitor. I'm not going to touch it. I'm just going to let that melt. Now, if you will remember, the last time when I adjusted these and nipped them off, I nipped it off right down here. But I was noticing in the photos that Brian sent, what he did was he only took this top part off, like that. And then he tried to set the brass wheel, photo etch wheel, right on the top there, and he did a pretty nice job. I just want to see if I can do that, and as I've mentioned before, I'm not real good at that sort of thing, so I think I've got everything set up here. I'm going to take a little bit of CA medium here, our new CA medium. Now remember, this sets up really fast. So don't waste a lot of time here now. Okay, remove my clothespin. Now can I drop this on the top there without it sticking onto the tweezer? Okay, it's not straight, is it? Maybe I could just, can I just straighten it out? Maybe straighten it out with this end here. Try and brace myself here. Okay, check the monitor. Okay, let's let that cure, and then maybe I can slightly reinforce it with some CA thin. At least that's the plan. We're having better luck today. Maybe because it's raining. Imagine how good things are going to go in the wintertime when it's snowing. Okay, here we go. We got the dog cookie ready. Oh, this damp sponge in here is to keep them moist so that they don't, I think Missy can probably chew them better. Oh, where'd they go? Oh, there they are. They'll be coming. I guess Missy doesn't want to tinkle when her feet are wet and cold. Well, at least I can dab out the dead spots. Well, I don't think we'll be sitting outside on the chair today, will we? There you go. There you go. There you go. Yeah. You poor little wet dog. So how are you this morning, Max?
I'm well.
You're well?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm okay. Hey, all you need is a motorcycle under you with this.
I'm all set to go. I look like a motorcycle cop.
Yeah.
I'll see you later.
Yeah, we'll see you later. Stay dry.
Yeah.
Missy the dog. Missy the dog. Okay, a bit of time has passed here now. This should have cured. But if you notice, I've got it angled so that you can see. It doesn't look like there's very much contact area from the hub of this tap to the what's left of the stem of the valve. And what I've got here is some CA extra thin. I don't know if I can get it on there. just get it to go down in behind. And I do not want it to plug up the, the spokes on the valve either, because it sort of takes away from the detail. Okay, we'll let that cure. I think that will help. Now these two little wheels, one of which goes right here, and the other goes right here. Now the easiest time to put them on, of course, is before we paint them. Now why won't that fit in there? Is there something wrong with that peg? No, it's probably I just didn't have it lined up right. No, it doesn't seem to want to go on. It should, unless there's something wrong with that hole. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that hole. There. I guess I just didn't have it lined up right. Now they're supposed to be red, and I know I could glue them in place right now. For instance, this part right here, that's painted the 338. At least I think it is. Yeah, I can sort of see spray on there, and I could really only paint the outside surface with it if they were glued in place there, because undoubtedly I'd end up getting red paint down in places where I'm not supposed to. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount these in self-locking tweezers and just paint them red. Maybe use the heat gun to sort of quickly, or something to get them to dry quickly so I can glue them down into place. I'd like to basically get everything on, all these valve taps on today if possible, and these are the last two for this step, that is, as far as I can tell. Okay, I've got my littlest brush here, and clearly I don't have any red on it. I just want to make sure I'm not going to be knocking those off. I don't want to have another wheel go pinging off into oblivion. So we are undoubtedly going to be getting red paint all over the tweezer, but that's okay. The main thing is that I do not plug up the spokes. We'll poke those out afterwards. I'm just going to concern myself with this wheel. Poke that out. There we go. I'm going to turn it now so I can sort of paint underneath it a little bit here. I'm off to your right. Just want to make sure I get underneath there. It's a little bit thick right there, isn't it? See if we can get that out of there. This particular paint, I noticed it doesn't have the shrink wrapping ability that the XF paint has. Okay, now we'll get the other one. I'm sure that I'm going to see where I missed when I do the editing. I just want to make sure that I get underneath it, because we will be viewing these wheels mainly from the side, not straight on. So I want to try and get underneath there if I can. A little bit. Okay, that's going to give the illusion of red. Why does it look like it needs paint right there? Whoop, I bumped the other end of the tweezer there. Okay, let me check the monitor. Okay. I'm gonna just sort of let that dry a little bit. Oh, right here. Okay, I might have to touch them up later off camera. Maybe I should not have turned it. Oh, Missy the dog is here. It has been raining all day long, non-stop. A few moments ago when the neighbor was over with Missy, she says, we need the rain. The grass is starting to turn yellow. Well, I don't mind a little bit of rain, but you know, I'd like it if it stopped raining around noon and then dried up so I could get out. But I think this is going to be one of the few days since the beginning of May that I haven't been able to get out. Hey, that's all right. I've been able to get out all the other days. I'm going to call her quits here this afternoon. I don't know what I'm going to do, if I'm going to work at this any longer. I keep saying how I've got to glue these sticks onto those parts so we can paint them easily. Yeah, I'll probably be doing that. We'll see what happens. I don't think I'll video it though. That's going to be it. Thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we'll see you tomorrow.